Hello, everyone. My name is Lachlann. I write for Money Morning, and I'm also an analyst on Exponential Stock Investor. Now, today I will be talking a bit about fintechs. In the article this weekend, I make the point that an Amazon coin could be on the horizon, especially if techno-monetary competition starts to take off. And so what do I mean by that? I mean, the concept of money is evolving, and there are new ways of using it, particularly using technology. So there is this idea out there, and it's a big part of our exponential stock investor portfolio, that there will be a shift in the way we use money, and this will, we believe, hurt the big banks. So the way to, I guess, get there to perhaps cryptocurrency is to look at fintechs. So they merge finance with technology. These fintechs usually don't have shop fronts, which means they have lower overheads, which means they can also encroach on the big banks' market share. So this is certainly a wave of various fintechs sprouting up in Australia, and I'll just run you through a few of them. So I've got the charts pulled up as well. So the first company I'm going to discuss is Nine Spokes. So as you can see on the long-term Nine Spokes chart, they listed in 2016, and they got off to a decent start, and then this long-term downtrend here. And they almost snapped that downtrend twice, and they've picked up recently. So I'll zoom in on this. So you can see over the last 6 months, I guess, interest has picked up in this company. It had a big spike in July, and I'll just explain what triggered that spike. So in July, they signed an agreement with Visa. So what Nine Spokes does is sort of digital finance analytics for small businesses. So small businesses have a lot of data points, and it's sometimes difficult for a small business owner to, I guess, collect all these data points in the same place. So they've got a nice app, a dashboard. It's an interesting company. And yeah, that deal with Visa to roll out their platform to small businesses that are connected to Visa certainly drew a lot of attention to the stock. And the next company I've got up on the charts here for you is Novarti. So what does Novarti do? Well, I'll just run you through what they do here. So they do transaction processing, card issuing, payment acquiring. Basically, they're banking on a cashless future. They say cash is dying. So they've actually got a significant amount of transactions, over 2 billion in transactions processed annually. So there's certainly some growth in this company. And I'll just draw your attention to, I guess, the key catalyst out there for Novarti. So this is the key bit from their investor presentation. They've submitted a final application for a restricted authorized deposit taking institution license to the Australian banking regulator. They'll find out whether they got this approval in March 2021. So what does this mean? It means they're basically trying to become a neobank. So this is like 86400 or Revolut, if you've heard of these companies. This is a sort of new type of bank that's entirely digital. In fact, there are no shop fronts. And yeah, as I said before, the lower overheads can make these companies competitive. So Novarti is certainly one to watch. And it's had this big spike recently, and a big spike in October of 2017. And of course, it fell during the March market lows, and it subsequently picked up a bit. So it's another interesting company. And the final company is a company you might have heard of. It's called Wiser. So what does Wiser do? Well, they are a neo lender. So not quite a neo bank, but more so they do personal loans. So again, shop frontless type of operation. And they really focus on getting good credit through the door. So that means people who are trustworthy and likely to repay these loans. And it's an interesting business model, and it's certainly a fintech to watch. It had this big spike in the lead up to, I guess, the March market lows. I've done a Fibonacci retracement on this. Seems to be holding the 0.5 level there. We'll see how that one goes, but I won't reveal too much, but one of these companies we've actually recommended in Exponential Stock Investor. So I'd really encourage you to learn more about that. It's all part of the great bank unbundling thesis that we have. It's part of our portfolio. And we think the inevitable endpoint for, I guess, this evolution in the concept of money is cryptocurrency, but you have to find an investable bridge, and we believe fintech is that investable bridge. Now, there are certainly a lot of risks. All these companies are small caps, so I'll just highlight that small caps are extremely volatile, and I am by no means recommending you invest in these companies. This is just an exercise in showing you how to go about looking at companies, and I would just really encourage you, if you are going to invest, to get to know a company back to front. So that means you actually have to go through and read dozens, even hundreds of announcements to truly understand what the company does. And if you don't do that, you're definitely, I mean, you've got to do your own research. And if you don't do that, you might make mistakes. So I just encourage you to be very diligent on that. And yeah, I'll talk to you next weekend. And I hope you have a safe weekend and have a good one.